Hello everyone, my name's Mike, welcome to Tech Carmoon, and on this channel I talk about my opinions on camera gear as well as technology, so if you haven't already, please subscribe, and if you haven't watched my previous video, I'll leave a card up on the top, but if you watched that video, you may have noticed I didn't talk about the Apple Arcade, and that's because I wanted to dedicate a whole video on this, so let's just jump straight into it. Wow, so there was loads that happened with the Apple Arcade event, and I found it so interesting because this is a market place that hasn't really seen much action. Now I say this because with Xbox Pass they are doing AAA titles, whereas this is sort of sits in between mobile gaming and proper console gaming and PC gaming. And what I find fascinating about this is that this takes mobile gaming to that next level. And the reason why I say that is because this allows developers to really stretch the technology behind gaming on mobile, because Apple are actually investing in this. They're actually helping developers create these games for this platform. Now with the space in mobile gaming, it's not what it used to be. When Apple first introduced the App Store, there was free games and they were purely free. And then you had paid apps, and again, they were fully paid apps, fully functioning, developed apps. Nowadays, you've got these freemium apps where you've got in-app purchases, and even with paid apps, you're getting more in-app purchases to unlock other features, so you're never getting a full experience. Now with the Apple Arcade, it is set to discontinue all of that. So with the Apple subscription, right now you've got 100 exclusive games, and this is all you can play with just one subscription. Now you've also got no ads and no in-app purchases. So this is incredible because this really changes mobile gaming, because the one thing that I hate is downloading a game and then realizing that I'm going to have to spend more money on really unlocking more features. This is fully developed games from start to finish with no ads and no in-app purchases. So one thing that you can do with this is jump straight from an iPhone to an iPad, to a Mac, and to an Apple TV. So what this allows you to do is literally play any of these games on pretty much any Apple device, which is incredible. So for those who are really embedded into the Apple ecosystem, you can play any of these games with one payment on all your platforms. This is a point that I don't see a lot of people talking about. You can take your games from your iPhone to your iPad, to your Mac, to your Apple TV with just one payment a month. This stops us from having to pay for a Mac game, for an Apple TV game, for an iPhone game. I mean, this is just brilliant. The other thing that you can do with this is you can play offline anywhere, anytime. Now what this allows us to do is play any of these games offline. So one thing that I was worried about when I heard rumors about this was that, is this going to be an online only thing? But no, it's not. So that is fantastic. So whether you're on the plane or in a train or anything like that, you can play these games, which I think is great. Now you've got access for up to 6 family members. So 6 family members. One thing that it'll be interesting to see is whether we start seeing tiered subscriptions, so very similar to like Netflix, where if you want more users to be watching on Netflix, will this be a similar thing with the gaming side of things or Apple Arcade side of things? We'll have to wait and see. And most importantly, we've got controller support. Now, the controller support is going to be really interesting. I think this is really going to take mobile gaming to that next level. I think this could be a console replacement. And the reason why I say that, and I'm not saying in terms of graphics or anything like this, for a lot of the casual gamers, we want something on a premium side of things, but we don't want to pay for a full Xbox One X and all this stuff and PlayStation 4 Pro and all that. We want a premium experience at a low cost. And this is a great way for us to have that, because this allows us to play on any platform that we have. We don't have to buy an additional console for it. So that's one less thing that we have to have underneath our TV unit. And it gives us the ability to play these high quality games developed exclusively for us. I think it'll be really interesting to see what happens with this space, and I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on it. Now, I think for a lot of people who basically only download free games or barely even play games on their smartphone, obviously this isn't going to appeal to you. But for those who pay for games on their phone but are sick of the fact that they're having to also pay for these in-app purchases, if you're one of those people who pay for in-app purchases, I think this is a great alternative. And if they can get the price point just right, and I think under £10 a month is really key. If they can get it to like $8.99 a month or something like that, I think this is going to be the perfect price point, especially because games on the App Store typically vary from from a quid to a fiver up to £10, depending on obviously the amount of work that's gone into the game. But for the price of a handful of games, I get exclusive games with no ads and no in-app purchases. I get to experience the full game the way that the developer really wanted you to experience his or her vision. Now, in terms of the way that they're going to be splitting the money that you pay, apparently it's going to be based on how much time you spend on that particular game, and Apple will divide your money accordingly. I'm a little bit worried about this just because are we going to start to see game developers really try and drag out the game? I really hope that these stories and games that they do develop for this is engaging but not tedious. Because the last thing any of us want to do is play a game and have to worry about, doing this mission and this mission and this mission when it really doesn't add a lot to the story. Now, I've spent a little bit of time talking about this, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please let me know in the comments down below. Again, if you haven't already, please subscribe and also leave a thumbs up if you agreed with any of my points. But for now, I'll see you on the next video. Take care, everyone.